I too am selecting the dice that will be put into dice jail and which one's not. Actually, my smoky dice gave me a 20, so you're not going to.
Why don't you just play it by chance and choose a random dice set each time you roll?
No.
This is not how it works.
Because they're dice goblins.
I have 42 sets.
I literally have a shirt that says Dice Goblin on it. So
How many dice sets do you have? Explain
not
to
enough.
me.
I'm just happily sitting here with my only dice sets, just, using 1d20 that doesn't want to roll above 11.
I'm gonna be honest here.
Like,
You're not a dice goblin, you're a dice dragon. You have a hoard of dice.
And I want more.
I know.
I too want more.
Who doesn't want more?
Okay,
I don't have room for more, and it makes me sad.
I have money to buy these stone dice I've been wanting for a really long time, but at the same time, it's like, I may have a job, but I don't know when I'm getting hours yet. So.
Thank you. That is so perfect.
I'm currently debating whether actually going to a full-time job or going into cooking school, to culinary school.
Why not do both part-time?
Because culinary school is it's pretty hefty in its workload.
Yeah, it is pretty intensive. And doing
Why would you go to culinary school when
and besides,
half the time I hear you eat, it's McDonald's?
Wow.
Okay. Here's the thing. After you finish cooking for like 8 hours a day, right? The last thing you want to do is go home and keep cooking.
That's fair.
Fair enough, yeah.
Or what you could do is set aside one day when you have off and just
just prepare
cook
meals
for the week.
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna get a vacuum sealer for that.
Ooh, nice.
Because you can just cook everything, pop it into a vacuum sealer, and if you freeze it as well, it can last years.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
So what, you're gonna start making MREs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Civilian grade MREs. Civilian grade MREs. There's a big difference.
I know.
As long as I have a freezer, they'll last
American MREs are better than the food they feed us at school.
You mean I'm
very
Spanish?
true.
I have enough olive oil to conserve my food for fucking decades.
Listen.
You put enough
like
oil on the
3
plate the
bottles
United
of olive
States
oil a
decided to
month.
invade.
Yeah, we fucking deep fry in olive oil. That's how we do.
Holy crap!
I'm not kidding. We actually deep
You're
fry
actually
in
deep fried olive oil? God.
My family deep fries in extra virgin olive oil.
God dang!
Wait, don't they tell
But I'm
you
gonna tell
not to cook with extra virgin olive oil
You
because it
don't-
has such a low smoke point?
You don't. We are Spanish. We don't give a shit.
You
don't with olive oil.
You cook
Dude,
with
I'm
olive
gonna
oil,
be
you
honest.
don't cook
remember-
with extra virgin.
What about extra virgin olive oil? It's the best.
You don't cook with virgin.
It has such a low burning point.
Well, you see, the thing is about the Spanish is that
we have
when
olive oil.
they are literally shit ass crazy enough that when Napoleon came in and said, "Hey, this is mine now," they said, "Uno reverse."
That's how it went, though.
Only because of the British and the Portuguese, but we won't talk about that.
The Spanish also,
This one's
raped and
special.
pillaged the Americas and
Okay.
They didn't.
chicken
No,
pox.
The Americans aren't much better, are they?
Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm gonna mute Rowan for right now because I don't want him making any sound. So, the Spanish didn't rape and pillage the New World. They put it under new management.
Yeah, and they also gave us chicken pox, so you know.
No.
I mean,
They gave out free blankets. They didn't give out chicken pox. They gave out free blankets. They were nice to the locals.
Yeah.
Those blankets were infected.
So that didn't mean they didn't clean them. They just they were free blankets. It's not our fault or their fault either.
But didn't they what?
I feel like I'm getting.
Just
yeah,
roll
I'm
with
getting
it.
creeped by him.
Unmute poor Roland. Rowan.
I am.
Oh my god.
Alright, hear me out here. The British also did that shit, okay? And they did it way more in North
Oh my god.
America. Except for Brazil. That was all Portugal.
I wish
And-
I wish I had a bag of I wish I had a bag
Actually,
of
no.
clothing
Actually, no.
and-
Okay, so
bag of
basically, just the Americas was a collective effort between the French, the English, the Spanish, and the Portuguese. I hope you're not streaming this, by the way.
Oh, he's streaming.
I've been streaming for like a good 5 minutes.
Oh, alright.
You're gonna get flagged.
Nah. My stream is flagged for mature content already, so
Yeah.
we're fine.
I
You
like
can't
how
get-
it's called Section
You
13. This one's
can't get more
this
mature
one's-
than talking about, hey, boys and girls, let's talk about who
World
popped up the
history?
new world.
Alright, but can we talk about the British really quick? Because the British
No.
decided to rape and pillage half of the world.
Well, yeah, okay, Americans are racist, but they learned that racism from their daddy, aka Britain.
I feel very sad. suddenly.
Britain invaded 2/3 of the world for spice and decided not to use them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Britain. I just
Okay, let's keep this all good, and let's start.
The first thing I see in the stream when I look into it is yes, Britain.
You can, okay. Here's the thing though, right? You say that they learned racism from their daddy, right? But at the
Yes.
same time,
Can we not call
Okay.
Britain that?
hold on. Britain did kind
No,
of
I
abolish
shall call Britain daddy.
Britain kind of did abolish slavery, a good 32 years before the USA. Without a massive conflict about
doesn't-
slavery's good, slavery bad.
That doesn't change the
We're
fact.
never gonna start D&D.
No, we're not
That
gonna
doesn't
start.
change the
today
fact
Anyways,
that
hey,
we learned racism from Britain.
Before we start, I'd like to just put a visual representation of something into No Mic.
Oh boy.
Oh
Let's
no.
just see.
Oh god.
This can only go out one of two ways. Exactly fitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can throw out some real wild shit right now.
Please
Only
don't.
place in America. Where racism.
Sorry, Clyde, I'm
Oh.
calling you out.
It's fine. I know what I am. I need more.
I need more. Okay, time to load up tabletop.
Same.
What's tabletop? I don't know what that thing is.
Oh my god.
Also,
just
wanna know what's even funnier? The dice. I have
No.
most of the dice sets for the dice dragon. Like looking at it, I have most of those.
Oh no.
It's
Oh
kind
my
of like
I'm
it's a
just
bit
gonna drop
upsetting
it
when I'm with playing D&D. It's like it's a bit upsetting when being the DM. It's having. Game was trying to make a deal, and she was like, "I'll give you my firstborn child," and I said, "Well, can I help you make that firstborn child?" And everybody went, "What?"
Oh my god.
You
Wait, why are we
can't
bringing
make-
this up?
You can't make jokes as the DM, Sam. That's
That
why
could
we bring
be-
it up.
That could be taken in so many different contexts.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
it
It
was
is.
funny, but I was like, wait a minute.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hey.
Like my mind went to both places at once, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Wait, there's another place you could go?
Yes, there are many different places that you can. put
There
your
is
mind.
one place where that can go, and it's called the gutter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's the same way this conversation went. Like literally, fucking. God, we just went down the drain immediately.
I
So,
just looked
If
over
we
at the
rein it back in, ladies and gentlemen, are we good to go?
Yep,
Also,
never.
I think so.
Grape, can
See,
you?
Papa.
What's the?
No,
Do we-
no!
do we-
Oh my
do we-
God.
Why?
And someone's getting muted.
Poor Grape.
We can't catch a break, can we?
Poor Grape.
Oh
Game,
my
you're
god.
supposed to save that for the giant mustache man.
No, not the giant
Oh,
mustache
no,
man.
Isn't she supposed to save that for the town guard as well?
That's who we're talking about.
Ah,
Um,
but of course, I am uncultured.
anyways, I'm just gonna pretend I don't exist. I'm gonna pull a Harry Potter.
Wait, who's White Saber?
That's Jose.
Me, forehead.
It just sounds like a racist
What
version
did you
of
just call
lightsaber.
me?
Yes.
Oh no.
What did you just call me?
Yes.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dungeons and Misogyny. Let's go.
Yay!
Yeehaw!
I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't sign up for this.
I believe as we quote a famous saying, here's where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins. Yeah.
We about to throw hands. That's what's about to happen.
Oh no.
Oh wow, the table's almost full for once. For
Yeah.
once, everyone's actually in tabletop.
Rated
Everyone-
E.
yeah,
for
excuse me.
We're missing two people. We're missing Beth because there are certain IRL reasons that she can't be here, and we're missing.
Is
Fire.
she sleeping again?
No,
No,
she's
Beth.
working.
Yeah, she's
Why is
working.
there
She's
just a
bulking?
ranger floating here?
Don't question it. It's the magic ranger.
Magic Ranger. That sounds like your friendly neighborhood drug dealer.
Yeah, the magic ranger.
So, as it seems things are calming down, are we good to go? Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
please.
Well, just because Behemoth said please, I don't think so no more.
Alright. Bagpipes. Light, roll call. Let's go. Come in. Pipes.
Poppy, that's
And-
you. I think the internet connection fucked up.
Okay. Horn.
So Rowan is muted. Server muted.
Yes, because he didn't speak. So,
Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
French horn.
Hello.
Way the drunken fist.
Hi.
We have glow stick minion over there. Like glow stick. Come on. Come on. Speak up. There we go. Thank you. We have the elven furry.
Oh my god.
He responded. And
No, I
we
didn't.
have
Oh my.
our beautifully finger-stealing bounty hunter tiefling.
Hi.
And then last but certainly not least, our hungry dragonborn.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hungry hippo.
He ain't a hungry hippo. He's a hungry dragonborn.
Okay, it's
Same
decided.
difference.
My next character is a freaking hippo.
I didn't respond because I had to swap onto my hotspot because my internet was laggy as fuck. So I literally couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I thought so.
Get better internet, God.
I
just be
live
better.
like 3 stories up, and before you
Why
say
do
just
you
get an Ethernet cable, I can't. There's no Ethernet cable long enough.
Why is
I have
everyone
a-
gonna open shit?
I have a 67-foot cable in my dorm if you need it. I could probably send that out.
I have a 70-foot cable and it doesn't reach.
Well, then maybe if we play Connect 4 with the
Wait.
two Ethernets.
Wait, yeah, can't you get like extenders?
I've tried, but also my mother doesn't want me to have like, cables all around the house.
It would only be
Wait,
one
It
cable.
would be one cable.
she doesn't want to kill us going down the stairway.
Drill a
You're just
hole through your
you're,
floor.
you're just making excuses at this point, my guy.
Yeah.
I
My
can
dude,
try.
my guy, my
I don't think it's
man.
gonna last long.
Alright,
All right.
while we're starting, I'm gonna be making ramen.
Okay, good to know. So, after we've gotten out of our usual habit of our interesting usual 15 minutes of
Chaos.
yes,
Let's just put it lightly, chaos.
lightly.
It's been more than 15 minutes.
No, it's been 15 minutes on stream, and that's normally by the time we're done with our initial 15 minutes, we start getting into it.
Mm.
Mm.
So, as we pick up where our intrepid adventuring party last left off, finding themselves inside the rather large and rambunctious city of Port Ivy. After accepting a couple of jobs here and there and finding their way around, seeing a couple of things out of place after taking with them a small runic stone from the sewers below. After releasing what seemed to be some sort of armored figure in the middle of a tavern from a shroud of darkness, after the stone finally reached a crescendo of light and almost rhythmic beating. We pick up as our party in most recent events have gotten themselves arrested, almost captured, and currently those who are outside, walking about trying to find a way to release those of their friends that have been captured so far. So, believe as we last left off with our first portion of our party, that being Clyde and Valis. After being stuck on the other side of a magic doorway, seemed to be hidden on the far side after being revealed by a necromancer that was very swiftly killed after a small chase back to the doorway. After finding a small cult-like area beneath the city itself. Upon finding the doorway closed, Clyde and Willis taking it upon themselves to try and find their way out of whatever stone building they had found themselves in. After a near run-in with a couple of guards and almost being caught as Clyde hid in a barrel that was just out of reach from one of the guards.
Uh-huh.
We currently pick up with Clyde and Vullis, as they are currently running through what looks to be a jail cell and a almost a prison wing of this underground stone building, after going up about 5 flights of stairs.
Grape, can I actually ask one thing since I wasn't here last session?
Certainly.
Would it have been possible for Volus to get the Necromancer's staff? Simple yes or
Necromancer
no.
didn't have a staff, he had a wand.
Or wand, my bad.
Clyde currently
Yeah.
has that in his bag, but
Yeah.
you have the Necromancer's book, but I also have the ring.
Alright, so I have the book. Let me just quickly add that to my thing, because
Just refreshing yourself after previously reading the book, you look through the spells that you find in there. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, just because due to the
okay.
nature of reading another wizard's spells is pretty difficult.
Well,
Okay,
didn't
plus 5.
Well, Clyde told him what he saw, so
Yeah, I understand that. It's just
right.
His own understanding.
He was an NPC at the moment.
Yeah, fair.
19 plus 5. It's a 24, Grape.
Wow, everybody's using weighted dice today. Okay, so
Using a bot.
What do you mean?
The bot is weighted.
the spell book contains 4 spells: counter spell, knock, magic missile, and animate dead.
Counters. Okay. Let me just. Oh, I don't think I can add it to this. I guess I just need to put extras.
Clickety clackety, he's writing down his spells.
Yes. It was counterspell and what else? My bad.
Counter spell, magic missile, knock, and animate dead.
Magic missile, knock, animate, dead. Thank you. As he read the book, he decided to store it away for now, just rather to get a feel of his surroundings for the time being.
Okay. So I would say for the nature of this, and what exactly do you want to do? Just explain to me what you want to do.
Rather see what they're in, what area they are in right now. You said that we went down 5 flights of stairs, so he's trying to see
You
what
went
the room is.
up.
We
You didn't
went
go
up.
down, you went
Up
Sometimes
5
it helps
flights of
to listen
stairs.
a little bit. Sometimes it helps to listen a little bit.
Right. So he's trying to see what is around him in the room on at the end of these flights of stairs.
Easy enough to do. Go ahead and make a simple perception check.
Should we
11.
both make one? Or no?
You can if you want, or if you want to assist him, you can.
I would like to assist.
Okay. So, Volus, you can go ahead and re-roll with advantage if you wish.
Sure.
Okay.
17. Thank you.
17. Looking around where you are, you have no idea. All you see is the faint flickering sconces of torches in a pretty much solid stone and steel basement of whatever building you might be in. You don't even know where you are. You just know you went through a doorway that opened up after the necromancer had stepped through. You followed him through, door closed, and you have no idea where you are. The only thing you have seen so far is you ran into a storage room to hide, and then continued on. You ran down a couple of hallways. It's difficult for you to even remember where you were coming from, just due to the nature of like trying to get through here without getting caught by the guards. So far, you are in what seems to be some sort of prison. Maybe you just don't know.
Wallace kind of looks around a moment. One of his hands in his pocket, but he does look over to Clay, which I'm presuming is right next to him.
Yes.
Yeah, you and Clyde have stayed together.
Well, it seems like we're in. Maybe we ended up in some guardhouse or something.
Maybe.
Well, if there's a guardhouse, well, there has to be somewhere that leads up to here. And knowing that much, there might be more of those pesky guards in the way, but let's try to stick together, Clyde. This is probably not
We've
going to be
been
a
so
fun
far.
trip. And
Quick question. What are in the cells? Because you said that it almost kind of looks like a jail. Is there anyone like locked up or?
Well, the cells that you see before you are all like the hallways leading up to them are about 15 feet in length, and there's about 3 different, almost like padlocks or almost like an airlock doorway, just leading up to the cell. And whoever's down here probably doesn't want to be seen, or whoever put them down here at least. So here, let me see if I can give you kind of a visual representation.
Does it feel dangerous?
Uh,
Other than the current danger that they already happen to find themselves in.
it's difficult to tell because everything down here is kind of blocking your sense
Mm-hmm.
to avoid a lot of guards.
All right. Fun.
Yeah. This is pretty much what the hall looks like that you guys are in. It is very faintly lit. There's enough to see at a dim light. I believe both of you have dark vision, so you can see pretty well down here. It's
Mm-hmm.
essentially bright light for you. But just looking about, if you were a normal human, it'd be relatively difficult to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm assuming we're over here at this end.
I
I-
can't
Um,
really see because I'm watching the stream.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me zoom in.
Nah, you're fine.
There we go.
You guys are essentially
Alright.
over here. It's a wide enough hallway that you guys can walk down and you hear your own bootsteps against the almost hollow interior of this what seems to be prison.
Ew. Okay. Um.
Hmm,
I guess they should go walk down and see if they can, I guess, find a way out via
yes.
here.
Let's take this slow, right? He says as he's while he is prepping his spell, he does start trying to make a slow advance, kind of glance at this cell towards his left.
Hold on, before they start walking, are there any like traps on the floor?
Make an investigation check.
That tells me there might be. Oh no. Investigation. Okay, hold on. Investigation.
And
15.
okay. And Volus, you would kind of notice this the air and just the atmosphere around is cold and damp. It's it's the feeling that this place, even though it's from what you can tell, maybe underground, it is exceptionally cold down here.
Hmm.
Clyde, as you look around, you find yourself kind of tracing some of the stone blocks around, even looking for anything that seems to stand out, anything that gives you a hint as to maybe some kind of tripwire, something that might halt you in Volus or even give up your position. But you don't seem to find anything. It seems clear.
Kind of looks to his right
Seems
towards
makes me
Clyde.
concerned.
It's a
Hmm?
little bit nippy here, isn't it?
Somewhat, yeah. Clyde kind of says with a nod.
Why do I feel like we're about to encounter something that really likes the cold down here? Um, he kind of gives a little bit of a sigh to himself. But he does try to move 5 feet forward and try to peer to this.
Alright. As you make your way up to the first, almost um, pretty much wall of iron bars, peer around the side. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yes, sir.
Can I also make one?
If you want, you would go up beside him, Dave. Sure.
14.
I got a 14 as well.
All right. So, uh, both of you looking down, essentially, this is The white pretty much represents where the bars are. It's as you peer into it, there's the initial set of bars. Beyond that, about 5 feet, there's another one, and then another 10 feet away from you, there's another set of bars. And then
That's
past that, it seems it opens up into a small room. Again, the interior is low lit at best. You see what looks to be some sort of a small candlelight from the inside. Nothing seems to be looking back at you, and you don't see anything that seems to be humanoid, creature-like, or even bestial. Seems like it might be empty.
that's still slightly
Hey.
concerning.
Hey, Clyde, I'll check out the cells on this side. You check the ones on the other. May as well try to figure out what they're keeping here if they have so many of these
But didn't you say that
bars
we
of
should
iron.
stay together? If I check out one
I
side and
know
you
that.
check out the other, it's not really staying together now, is it?
I mean, I'll wait here. I'll wait here. He's like saying like, since this is a hallway, presumably a 10-foot hallway, he is gonna wait here by these bars, and they move up together. If he
Okay.
can see the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's waiting for you to come here, check that, we go down and check the next two, then the next two.
Oh, okay.
So you're both
yeah.
just gonna walk slowly down and just check the doors, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
As you go through and you're checking each of these doorways, trying to see anything that might give you a hint as to what's down here. Just as you get to about the last cells, about here, let me mark it up for you. About here,
Mm-hmm.
marked with the red X. You both get up to it and you start hearing faint sounds of metal boots on stone. Familiar, it seems to be the guard or getting closer to your location.
Are there any bars on the ceiling?
You look up.
Like anything like
No.
rafters?
Not really, no. The only thing
Okay.
that seems to really stand out to you is a small, almost foot by a foot cube in the ceiling that seems to have a sort of grate over it, and you see a like faint, almost gust of air coming from it. It seems to be a small vent.
All right. Clyde's gonna look to Volus and he's like, "Hey, help me get up there. I'll push the grate out of the way and we can quickly climb up there."
It's only a foot by about a foot. It's a very skinny vent.
Clyde's a skinny lad. He could
Okay.
probably fit.
So, from what you said, guards are approaching from this one. What would have been in these other three ones that we could have seen? Is it just the same as the first, being like
Pretty much the
iron?
same. Each one of these are essentially closed off. The only thing you see in them is a faint candlelight glow from the inside. In the last one, you actually see what looks to be the back of something. It looks to be humanoid. And it's sitting. Not in a chair, but sitting on the stone floor. It's faced away from you, but you do see it making motions, and its arms are following it. And every once in a while, you'll see a kind of almost a sputtering white light that'll die out every few seconds.
Is he trying to cast light? You know what? I want to see. Judging by the footsteps, how close are the guards approaching?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay, because if so, I want to see if this will work. 15.
12.
Okay. Clyde, you have a bit of a hard time listening and focusing because you just keep getting distracted by this, whatever this figure is. It looks human, but you're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something off about it.
What's the vibe it gives off?
Clyde is vibe
You get the
checking it.
slight,
I don't know
as you
why
kind
the
of
men.
look at it, you're focused on it, and as you try and focus on it, it's kind of like the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up a little bit. And that's the
Okay, so
best way I
add.
can describe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Wallace is kind of thinking to himself, maybe this could be a good distraction for the guards when they show up. So he ponders a moment, wondering if he casts dancing lights. It's his like cantrip he knows.
Okay. From what you can tell of the guards as they were running up there, maybe 120 feet away, is the echoing of the stone is pretty difficult to tell through where they really are, but from what you can tell. But if you wanted to cast dancing lights, you can. I believe it only has a range of 60 feet.
Dancing light. Yeah. No, it's 120 actually.
Hmm.
All right. I'm gonna be trying to. Hold up. Let me clear the list. Want to see if you could get this weird creature's attention by just sparking dancing lights near it.
Okay.
But of course, not exactly looking at it.
So as you send out the 3 globules of light, and all of them emanating from your hand as you cast the spell, you see as they lazily start floating into the cell. See as the humanoid figure somewhat notices them, and you watch it. The head of this creature just kind of looks over. You don't see any discernible features, except that the skin is almost a rock gray or even black. And it's a hunched figure, but it's tall. And from what you can see, it looks like there are almost protrusions on parts of its shoulder and back. You're not able to tell if they're bone or if they're metal or rock. It's difficult in general. And you eventually see is coming around the corner looking at it. It doesn't necessarily look over at you. Right? You kind of hear a voice. What do you want? You've already asked me your questions for a week.
Clyde just kind of
Um,
like blinks for a little bit.
Wallace kind of looks at it. Well, it seems that you find yourself in quite the predicament. You're still alone in the cell, have you not?
You
Oh, this is
speak
the
up.
cell. I
Yeah.
thought it was this one. I thought it
No,
was
I
this
said
cell.
denoted by the red X is the cell that it's in.
Oh, okay. Apologies. I thought this was where the cards were coming from.
Oh, that's spicy.
No, that's not where the. If you're confused about something, Jose, just honestly just ask so I can clarify. Okay?
Of course. Apologies.
No, it's all right. So, but this creature, you see it. Its hunched figure somewhat sit up slightly. and its head somewhat turns towards you, not enough to see the face, but it seems to give you an ear. You're not one of the usual guys, are you? Your
Well,
voice is unknown.
let's just say I'm anything but one of the workers of this establishment. But no, no, I'm not really one of the workers. Which means I have no intent to at least mock you or something like that, or whatever they do here.
Make a persuasion check.
Gotcha. Persuasion plus 17.
17. Then you must be new. But, God or not, leave me alone. And you see it kind of shift back. It seems to have lost interest, and it starts. You see this kind of white light start sparking every once in a while again. It sparks for a few seconds, almost like a, and then dies out. And it's much harder to see. It's much harder to see now that the dancing lights are in there, but it's still visible.
You're trying
Clyde's,
to make a
Clyde's
spell.
just gonna
Oh, my
pipe
bad.
up real quick. Like, you want a candle?
I have what light I need. If you have incense, that would be nice.
Ah, you're making us. By the sounds of it, you're making a spell. Tell you what,
Magic is useless down here. It gets you nowhere.
he kind of takes a minute to search his bag for his stick of incense, and let me check to see if I have the right bag for it. Equipment. Oh, I actually do. Huh. Sweet. He takes a small pack of it and just like can and place it onto the edge of the cell, like right here, and just glide it down.
Say for this, make a general dexterity check.
I Dex. Where's my dex? Okay, that's +2. Hey, 21.
Without without any great hassle, you take the stick out after searching for it and put it onto the ground and slide it forward. And as it does, it scrapes across the floor, and the creature, whatever it is, puts its hand out, and you see a long, almost from this distance, what you can tell is maybe 6 to 7 inch long hands, or fingers at least, that reach out and grab the stick. See a brief, almost sound of a, and it sounds like almost like a lighter going off. And as it puts the stick of incense beside it, you see as the stick is now lit, and it goes right back to making whatever light it was making.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in any case, it seems we will be parting now. Enjoy your stick at least. He kind of motions for quite a bit since they do need to get out of here soon.
Yeah.
The creature just shrugs and waves you off.
Actually, do you know a way out of here? Clyde would kind of like look to the creature.
For the first time, you actually see it kind of look towards you, And you see where the face would be. You see a large maw of a mouth, and one singular large greenish yellow eye. And it just looks at you.
All right.
Open the bars, and I'll show you.
Clyde, you might want to back up a bit. He says as he.
Does he sound trustworthy?
Make an insight check.
Oh God, Clyde isn't smart enough for all these checks.
Can I assist?
Oh wait, no, insight.
Mm.
Insight is wisdom. Okay, Clyde is somewhat smart enough.
This would be an independent insight check from you, both.
Oh, alright.
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
And Willis?
15.
Alright. For you, Willis, just generally hard to read. However, you, Clyde, pick up on something.
All right.
Oh no, you're getting kidnapped. Not again. I mean, what? Let me see if I actually have any spell that can break this guy's
So
bird.
I can't tell if I regret making this ramen or if I love it, because it's really spicy. Huh.
What'd you put in it?
I didn't put anything in it. It's just what the sauce that came with it. It's actual spicy chicken spicy Korean ramen with chicken.
Sounds
It's
good.
super spicy. I can't breathe.
You kind of cut out there for us, Clyde. What do you want to do?
Clyde's gonna try and open up the bars.
How? If I might ask.
Is there a key lying around, or?
Make an investigation check, please.
All right. 16.
What is that tapping?
I don't know.
Someone seems to be tapping.
But a 16.
Oh, it's Dream. Sorry. No. Alright. Don't seem to be any keys just laying about. Do you have any lock picks? Do you have anything about thieves' tools?
No. Clyde literally has 3 things on it. Well, 4 things on him. None of which are Wait, hold on. What's in the entertainers pack again? Hold on, give me 1 second.
Fuck. Ah.
Could I try?
Could he like melt some wax into the thing and try and make a key? I know that's probably not gonna work.
Make a tinkering check for me. It'll say, due to the nature if you don't have tinkering tools, make it a disadvantage. So this will be your
What?
intelligence.
Okay. So I'm already at a disadvantage.
I have 2 ideas
5.
we could do as well.
Yeah, you try and melt some wax and try and put it in, but the wax just seems to keep drooling out and it doesn't seem to set properly.
All right.
I have a idea that we can do. I have two thoughts. One, using prestidigitation to make to use clay
Wait,
to put
no,
into
knock.
the log.
We have knock. Knock is one of the spells. Can we try and cast that?
All right, I have knock now.
There's the 4 brain cells.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
You
Wait, no.
don't.
You've lost your brain cell privileges. Clyde has the 4 brain cells now. You're part of the goons now.
Uh-oh.
Nah, no, I'm not.
You've lost
Anyway.
brain cell privileges.
Can we focus, please? Anyways.
So, Volus, due to the nature of being a wizard, you would know that casting a spell written in the notes and sparks of another wizard is difficult and dangerous because it can backfire.
It's more dangerous. He's a sorcerer, not a wizard. But
No, but I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general,
yeah,
you would
yeah.
know. It's like trying to cast a wizard spell that is. Granted, you are a sorcerer and have magic in your blood. You would be at least somewhat well versed in the idea that a wizard spellbook is pretty much spark notes instead of an actual list of how to cast the spell. It is in the wizard's own language for them to understand. And from what you know, even trying to cast that is difficult because it's either in another language, the technique is different, or even just the idea of the spell in general is rather convoluted to a way that the wizard could understand. Okay.
Oh,
One moment, I'm getting a call. I apologize.
it's okay.
I guess while he's doing that, I'm gonna quickly do something IRL.
My nose is leaking.
Go get a
Well, it's
tissue.
better than bleeding.
It's leaking because that ramen was really spicy. Oh my god. I'm like chugging
It's some
milk.
water. There's thing
No, I'm
called water.
chugging milk.
Spicy ramen.
But then you lose the flavor.
No, it's still very much there. Like my face is red right now. Oh my god.
Fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a eat with caution sort of ramen. Jesus Christ. My milk tastes very sweet for some reason. I'm about to like eat ice. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is eat ice. Oh god, it's so spicy.
I mean, eating bread also helps with the spice somewhat.
I got sourdough, I think. Could always eat a piece of cake, but I'll eat a piece of cake.
Apologies.
You're fine.
So, Viantis, Volus, what would you like to do? Or Clyde? Because you currently face this predicament of getting through 3 doors of locked cells to get this creature, whatever it is, out.
Is there like any sort of like sticks or something that we have to like, just like try and like pry the bars open?
I mean, you have weapons. You have a long sword that you stole from the guards.
No, we left that.
No, I'm talking about earlier. As in earlier in the campaign.
Oh. Well, then that would be Volus's because Clyde doesn't have.
I know it would be Volus, Jeff.
Sorry.
Alright. So, it looks like the creature is getting a bit impatient. It looks at you and you almost see this kind of quizzical face come over it. Even with the one eye, can't really see emotion, but you can see it's looking a bit quizzical in your direction.
Question: how do we open up these gates?
You can find a key, or you can pick them. You can use magic. You can use whatever.
See, all of those we don't particularly have.
Just lets out a long, exasperated sigh.
Wait, no! I technically do have keys from the guard.
Do
From,
you?
yeah, the guard that I forgot to look, but I have keys. Clyde immediately starts flipping through the keys, trying to
So
see
you
the
just
key.
remember
Yeah.
after a few minutes, Clyde started like, wait a minute, I do have keys, and you almost feel a mental facepalm from this creature just kind of looking at you.
You see 2 mental face bombs.
Clyde just starts flipping through the keys, trying to like to see. And you know what? You gotta give the guy a break. He only has a 9 in intelligence.
Okay, give me a make an investigation check, please.
14.
17. Now there's about 6 keys on this key ring. You start making your way through them, and you find one key that seems to fit the lock, and as you turn it opens the gate.
Clyde just kind of does like a victory punch in the air, almost like not like a punch, but kind of just like a yes moment. You know what I mean? As he then tries to do the other lock, like opens it and like does the other lock.
All right.
And then the other lock, leaving all 3 doors open.
As you try the same key on the second door, it doesn't work.
All right,
And you flick through the keys again. You manage to find a key that seems to fit it, and it unlocks it. The door swings open.
All right, now we do the last one, and we flip through the keys to find the right one.
Wallace is going to slowly back up in case shit goes bad because he still remembers there's guards still coming, so he's still prepping his spell.
Yes, there are still guards coming. So, what spell are you prepping?
Scorching Ray.
Okay. And Clyde, as you flip through the keys and eventually find the last one, you slide it in. And you watch the creature just kind of stands up for the first time you've seen it.
Mhm.
And it is a very tall creature. It's maybe about 7'2". And it
That's 2 feet tall, taller than Clyde.
stands over, kind of, even in its hunched form when it was sitting down, it was pretty tall. But now looking at it, it is a large, gangly creature. And its long, almost enormous hands kind of go over and wrap around the bars of the doorway to the gate as you slide the key in. And you unlock it, and the hands remove themselves from the bar. And you open the gate. And standing before you is this enormous creature, just looking down at you with this large, singular, greenish yellow eye. The mouth looks to be maybe about 7 to 8 inches wide as it opens.
All right.
And it seems to be, there's no visible nose, so you see this kind of wheezing breath coming in and out of this creature.
Mm-hmm. Ready to get going?
No.
He says kind of like with a smile.
And you watch as it takes its first step forward and walks by you and just kind of puts, even for an ugly and rather deformed creature that you've seen like this, it pushes you aside, but doesn't do so with force. It just, almost out of annoyance, kind of pushes you aside
All right.
and starts walking forward.
Time to follow.
Why do I
Okay.
feel like we're releasing something that's gonna murder half the town?
Because we're expert at this.
But we're in a jail cell talking to a giant one-eyed 7-foot creature that was trying to spark magic. What is the first hint?
It'll be fine.
All right.
Anyways, Clyde, you best to keep your face covered so that way we don't end up on the watch list. He says
Well,
the guy like starts pulling his hood up.
Here's the thing. They've already seen your face. They haven't seen my face yet.
Oh well.
But you're
like
probably
this.
right. And they just kind of like follow the creature, I guess.
Okay. So, one moment. I'm going to get something for you.
Next thing you know, this bronze dragon here comes swooping out of nowhere as the final boss of the jail.
It'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I don't think so.
Everything's fine.
Let's see, that might be a little small. Just a little smaller. There you go. That's essentially what the creature looks like. The spikes on the, if once the camera gets onto it, the stream does at least. The spikes on the back are less pronounced. You can definitely see that they've either been shaved down or they just haven't really grown in, but they are prevalent there.
Mm-hmm.
The singular eye is very circular in shape. It's not ovuloid. And as it pushes past you and eventually past you as well, Volus, you watch it walks out and continues down the path that seems to be laid out. And it leads you through and eventually stops you about 15 minutes after walking and ushers you into a small room.
We get ushered.
Yeah. And you hear guards kind of tramp by the room about a minute later.
Mm-hmm.
Creature then ushers you back out of the.
Clyde gives the creature a nod of thanks.
Mm.
You are a smart creature. You realize that other creatures make habits.
What does that mean?
Up to interpretation.
All right then.
At the end of the day, it's both beneficial for both of us.
So, you are eventually brought through the area of what seems to be a large, almost grandiose-like entrance. And through so, you've been brought through multiple, almost parries and hazards of guards that have been coming and going, but this creature seems to have managed to help you avoid them.
Mm-hmm.
And you stand at this almost arched passageway. It's about 15 feet wide and goes for about 30 feet.
All right.
Looking down, you do see looks to be a large and thick stone door. And looks back. The creature looks to you. Well, this is where I get off. You continue through that door. I'll head back to my cell.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us?
As it starts to turn, it stops and looks at you. Well, it would be nice. Some things are down here for a reason, my good man. And starts turning away and starts walking down. You watch as it brings one hand out and starts very loudly scratching its claws along the stone walls, and it makes a lot of noise. And it looks back to you and kind of motions like, I think it's time for you to leave.
All right.
As it continues walking along, making a lot of noise.
But before they go, Clyde's gonna toss him the 3 keys that they used for his cell.
He catches them and looks at them. Interesting. And kind of drops them on the floor. Keeps walking.
Oh, okay then.
Come on, Clyde. The faster we get out of
Fine.
here, the better.
Screw you. We don't want to give you a gift anyway.
Well, it's just kind of like grabs Clyde by the shoulder, just like try to usher him
No,
through
Clyde's following.
Okay,
Alright.
let us go, Indiana
Little
Jones.
sad that their new friend didn't take the gift, but you know, it's fine.
Granted, he was a prisoner, and having keys as a prisoner is not very smart.
I know, but yeah, I know, but if he could like keep it in his cell, because like they gave him incense, so you know. And even then he could probably have just used the keys to lock himself back up. So
I don't think
something that does kind of bother both of you is the fact that this creature didn't have any trouble getting through pretty much the bowels of this place. It never paused to take a look and think about what it was doing. It just seemed to do it. And that's what kind of irks you a bit. as you're like, wait a minute.
I think
I'm
Clyde,
sure. I'm
without the
sure.
keys, I think without the keys, they know how to leave. So let's just say for the betterment of both, he's going to be fine and just going to go try to murder guards. So can we please just go through the damn door?
Alrighty. Clyde goes to the door and pushes it open.
All right. It's a heavy door, and it grinds open as it seems the heavy stone door as it slowly pushes open. You actually kind of hear voices on the other side. They're alarmed, and as the door pushes open and you and Volus arrive on the other side, you run into a small chamber-like room that seems to be almost cathedral-esque.
Alright.
Very large, very wide, and open. And you see mixtures of almost walled-off rooms separated from almost like cubicles.
Okay.
It's very weird the way this room is designed, and as you look about, you actually see what seems to be about 3 other guards who are currently standing on the other side of the doorway, almost surprised and concerned to see you. The room itself is about 40 feet square,
Mm-hmm.
and it maybe goes up about 15 feet to the ceiling.
Okay.
There are multiple tapestries and almost decorations that hang and look to have been hung from this area.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually get the guards looking. Right, who are you? And what are you doing coming through this door?
Well, do you want the short version or the detailed version? Because there's not that much time around. The short version, and he's like saying before he could like really answer. Short version, found some runes, and we just happened
Clyde's
upon the
gonna
front of.
Clyde's just gonna quickly like try and cover Volus's mouth and just be like, "Where are the new recruits?"
Make a deception check at disadvantage.
Uh-oh.
As Bola starts talking, you just reach over and you cover his mouth. Just as he's starting to say what he's saying, and you go, "Where's the new recruits?"
All right. 20, dirty 20, and then.
Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Bards, man. Bards.
Charisma's nice.
They all look at each other, and the guard that's talking is the more senior looking one. Right, new recruit. I didn't hear anything about this. You hear anything about this? And they start talking amongst themselves. If you knew, where's your armor? Where's your gear? Where?
We got lost along the way.
He reaches up, kind of like his metal armored hand, and scratches at the helmet. And you guys are kind of.
I'll be right back a second. My folks came home.
And the guard just kind of looks at you, almost amused and confused at the same time. How do you get lost if you're the new guys? You should be being led around.
We lost the instructor. Some guy decided to, I guess, break in, and they're all searching around, and we got lost along the way.
Wait, somebody broke in. Hey, somebody.
Oh shit!
You. Go ahead, John, now.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. This will be easier. It's fine.
And he points out one of the other guards, and the other guard starts taking off, pretty much going through and dodging some of the cubicle-like rooms. And he returns maybe 10 minutes later with about 12 other guards behind him.
Oh no!
So much for it being easier.
And watch as they file into the stone door that you pushed open.
During
The
these
two-
hold on. During these
Yes.
10 minutes, is there some way we can like try and like snake our way out?
You could certainly try.
Okay, can we wait until Volus gets back so like he can he can be like the other like 3 brain cells?
Okay. Villas, you back?
No.
Okay. So, for the nature of this, we'll go ahead and flip over to the other portions of the party not stuck underground. Instead,
the three
stuck
other-
in a jail cell themselves.
Oh, okay.
As Niram and Rowan currently, you both sitting there. It's been a couple hours that you guys have had to sit in this cell together.
How many hours?
From what you can tell, maybe a few. You don't really have any time watches or any idea of what time it is.
Would have been enough for Rowan to just take a nice nap.
Yeah, it would be enough for a short rest, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he just sleeps the time away.
Okay. Niram, as Rowan just kind of sleeps, almost childishly, against the wall, you are let to your own devices as you sit there in the cell, pretty much by yourself as Rowan is asleep. The guards are paying little, if somewhat, attention to you.
Nara would just be sitting in the corner of the cell, doing not much, but like maybe taking a few minutes at the beginning of the incarceration period to wipe his face clean, at least a little bit.
It's difficult to do because most of the front side of your armor and clothes are blood smeared. But we can say for the sake of this, you can eventually make it so that the blood is somewhat cleaned from your face.
Yeah, and other than
It's
that,
still
he's just-
all over your body and over your armor, but your face is somewhat clean.
with a sense of accomplishment for that, he's just gonna sit in the corner, not do much.
Okay.
Kind of just thinking about what happened and what led them to this.
Now, Iris, Zoram, Ryoka, and our beautiful, beautiful tiefling. What would you guys like to do? As you are all currently residing after a night of shenanigans, of floating Zoram around like a dragonborn balloon.
Shut up, I didn't realize the potion was gonna do that.
Hey, better you than us.
I think we're still trying to search for, like, you know, the party that was trapped underground, but we don't know that they're out yet.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out, like...
You don't know that they're out, you don't know where they are, and you have a general idea of where they might be, if
Yeah,
they're
and
still
we're-
underground.
We're still going to that general idea.
As you guys get to the portion of town that seems to reside with and somewhat over the area of the sewers you were at, from the best figuring that Zoram could figure out. You all wander about, just trying to find something that might correlate to where they might be, looking for any entrances to the underground, even to the sewers. You find maybe about 4 sewer grates and a couple of openings to the underground that seem to lead into the sewers, but you're not sure. But I'll go ahead and make I'll have you guys go ahead and make an investigation check.
All of us? Do all of us make an investigation check?
No, just you. Yes.
Oh, okay. Where is...
So that would be Zahiri, Ryoka, Zoram, and Iris.
19.
Do not question the elevated one. That is dirty 20.
Okay. Zahiri?
I'm back. Apologies.
You're fine.
16.
Ryoka?
19.
And then we have Iris. As all of you search around Zahiri, you try and find something that might correlate with anything underground. You and Zoram actually managed to find what looks to be a small, uncorresponded, just kind of square hole that just seems to dip into the ground. And as you look at it and kind of like smell it, the air is fresh. Doesn't smell of sewage. And it's a bit, the air is a bit damp. Not humid, but damp.
Is there like a grate to it, or is it just a hole?
There is a grate to it. It's a covered grate. And it's about maybe about 1.5 by 1.5 feet.
We're approximately like in the city. Like, is there any kind of notable buildings around this grate?
Not really, no. The only thing you see around you are a couple of almost woodworking shops, some stones masons, and you are near to one of the guards posts. But other than that, nothing of real relevance.
Vryoka's gonna try and lift the grate.
Make a strength check. Because the grate itself is about, after revealing it, because Zoram and Zahiri found it, but it was partially covered up, almost like it was very poorly hidden by street cobbles, and you just had to pull some of them away.
Wait, how did I not find it? Well, I guess it doesn't matter now.
You guys pretty much had to spread out, and then they found it, you found it, and then Iris came up behind.
That is a 15 strength.
You lifting with your legs. Eventually, you hear kind of a jarring as the metal kind of pries off. It doesn't completely come off, so it's still stuck by one side to the ground, but it's now somewhat open, and you're getting more of a kind of cool air that just kind of flows up from it.
Do we know how deep this thing is?
You have no idea.
I'm going to drop a rock down, just like a little pebble, just to see how deep it is. Just to listen to how deep it is.
You hear it It stops after about maybe 45 seconds.
That's a long drop.
Well, is it like a slide down, or is it?
You have no idea. You just heard it knock off the walls after Zoram just kind of dropped it in.
Could Ryoka, like theoretically, Ryoka's like looking at it. Could she fit down it, and like slow her fall? By,
Make
like,
an I'll say for this, make a general dexterity check. Just general dex.
that will be a 15.
You would be able to fit into it, but damn, those baby making hips are kind of holding you back right now.
Eyes.
Oh,
Ryoka looks at herself and then like looks at Zahiri and just shakes her head like it ain't gonna work either. Like
Don't look at me, cause I'm even bigger.
yeah, but you ain't got
For
baby
the sake
making
of for the sake of Twitch, I have to go on record and say no. That is not because I am being sexist. It's because of the character art that was given to me by the character creator herself. So I'm sorry. Apologies.
Thick.
It's pretty much the Incredibles meme. It's like thick.
It's a Pixar mom.
Oh my god.
Shit, okay,
Oh my god.
Ryoka ain't on the level of a Pixar mom, but she be a
got the
little
last
thick
girl
at the hips.
She is missing the upper compartment though.
No, she is not. She has both breasts, and you know it.
Anyway.
Whatever you
One
say.
half. One half, at least.
Okay,
No,
so
we rolled for it.
anyways,
Uh-huh.
so that's not gonna work.
Zorm, look at me.
Yeah,
I am the captain now.
You're magic, right?
yeah.
You do tricks.
What do you want me to do? I can't really.
Can you shrink people?
Mm, no.
I have to actually double check my spells now.
It's like,
I'm
my
not high
god,
enough
I can
level to
shrink
actually get- No, I'm not high enough level for second level spells. They're just gonna shake their head like, no, can't do that yet.
Can you turn me into something small?
We've been shit already.
I just saw the gift. I can't actually like do anything to help you get down this because like the only thing that I could have done that I used and it didn't really do what I wanted it to do.
Hold on, dog.
Oh god, you're gonna hate me for this.
The amount of
Sorry,
gifts
come
being
back.
thrown around in the chat.
There is
Damn,
so-
boy, he's thick.
like the people on Twitch probably have no idea what's going on, but it's just like there's so many gifts getting thrown around in the Discord.
I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
It's probably
maybe
better
it's for
that
the...
they not see it.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably for the better.
It's probably for the better.
I'm back again.
But like, there's nothing I can do because the only solution that could have potentially worked, didn't do what I wanted it to do. Like, that potion had the potential to make people smaller, but it just.
Ryoka sighs and she's like, well, let's try and find another one and hope it's bigger.
just hope that you're.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry.
You had to. You had your right to do that.
Just like
Like, I might be the DM, but still, I have to make my
It's-
that's what she said jokes.
it's partially, it's partially their
That's
fault.
Michael Scott. That's
It's-
Michael Scott's job.
It's partially their fault, because like they actually, you know what, I'm not even going to go there.
All right,
You went
so
already.
as you guys go ahead, I'll have you all go ahead and make one more investigation check, see if you can find anything that seems to resemble what might be another one of these hatches or even a vent.
17.
10.
That is a 22.
The rest of you searching around, besides from Zorn, like now that you know what to look for, you actually find more of these vents, but they're all small, almost like maybe about 6 inches by 6 inches. They're small, but they seem to be venting almost a soft steam into the air that dissipates after meeting the kind of warmish air that you guys stand in.
Y'all have to lay off the cheesecake.
Excuse me?
And Zoram, as you're searching about, you manage to find what looks to be a small portal almost of a hatch that seems to be maybe wide enough for you to fit into. Maybe. It doesn't seem to be a vent. It seems to be a hatch.
Now, the only two that can fit down there is, Zahiri and Ryoka. But, because Zoram here is thick.
No,
Just because he's a big dragonborn doesn't mean he's thick. Just means he's big.
He's big scaled, as they say for the Draconic. He's not big boned or anything like that. No, it's a big scaled.
Scales make me look bigger than I actually am. Okay, shut up. Leave me alone.
Why do I feel like someone's gonna make art reference to that now? Oh God.
Oh
no.
no.
No, if Beth were here, she would be all over it. She would make one art about Ryoka trying to fit through a vent and then getting stuck.
Like the imposter.
Yeah.
Stuck at the hips.
All right. So continuing on. But Zorm, that's what you managed to find.
I'm going to, I guess, kind of show it off to the party, I guess. If they can find them.
We're following.
It's easy enough to do. You guys are spread out, but you guys aren't spread out enough to where you wouldn't be able to find each other. Due to the predicament of what last night's inquiries went through. So.
We're not splitting the party further.
Mm-mm.
If you do, there will be words. So.
Anyways, I'm gonna go to the tavern.
Oh, guys, look! I need Zoram to roll 4d6, please.
Uh-oh.
Are we
Oh,
going
this is
through
going
the...
to be fun.
I'm
Are we
scared.
going through the hatch?
Before we go through the hatch, we're going to do a distance test.
The hatch is closed. There's no vents to it. It is a hatch.
Like, I'm just saying before, like, I'm just gonna prevent her from, like, jumping down, like, the maniac that she is.
We haven't even opened it yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that you don't go down the moment you open it.
I'm not.
I trust you less than I could yeet you.
Who
I
do you
think you
trust
could
less,
throw me
Rowan
pretty
or
far.
Reaper?
From somewhere,
They're both equal.
somehow, they could still feel Valis facepalm after all this.
Volus, you don't know what it is, but you have a sudden urge to just face palms. You don't know why, but
Oh, what are those idiots up to this time?
How about
Every
order?
time you get a migraine, you know it's because of us.
Probably.
so the party no longer has vibe checks; they have migraine checks. Got it.
Yes, and every time Wallace gets a stroke, that's when we know someone has taken damage. Stupidly.
Oh no!
Which means they
Strong.
probably stubbed their
Strength is
toe
too
and they
high.
took like 18 damage or something. That's how he's gonna work at this point.
The party is too strong.
He's just gonna start taking psychological.
Volus is our babysitter at this point.
I
But
mean,
the
you're not wrong.
babysitter has abandoned the children.
I guess I'm going to try and open the hatch.
Make me a
Can
strength
I
check.
assist?
Sure. Go ahead and make your strength check at advantage. Zor.
This can't go horribly wrong. Okay, so first number is a 3. Okay, second number. 16 plus my strength. So that's 17.
Wow.
Okay,
So
that's
you
one.
only so you only use your weighted dice with Theron? I understand.
What?
No, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
Monk-S?
I'm just giving you shit, my guy. Don't worry about it.
Leave me be.
No. It's my job as a DM. All right. It's easy enough to lift. Both you and Ryoka pretty much grabbing onto the sides from what you can pretty much grab at. There's not much here, but even though it's a hatch, there's no real handle to it. So as you start pulling on it, you bit of a grip to it, and forcing on it on that side. As you start pulling it up, Ryoka joins you as well, and you both start pulling on it and lifting, and eventually it kind of springs off as you manage to break whatever was keeping this down or keeping it latched. And the hatch opens up. And as you look down, there's a ladder built into a stone wall that just continues down. And you don't have dark vision, and neither does Ryoka. So you both look down into a dark hole that's illuminated for about 5-ish feet by sunlight.
What do you think we should do here? Should we
Torch!
Burn it all down.
He's gonna look at the hatch. Having just stood back and just watched them open it.
Okay.
Um,
So, Zahiri, are you peering into the hatch?
Yes.
Peering into it, you see what looks to be it descends for maybe 15, 16 feet. The distance is hard to judge because it is in the dark and you are standing in the light. But it looks like it might go down to 15-ish feet. And it stops off and then flattens out. It seems to be some sort of a tunnel. And you guys managed to find this just about in a small alleyway off to the side of what seemed to be a bunch of abandoned buildings. And you just kind of notice that as you look around.
There is a ladder, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
Great, she's going down.
As Zora and Ryoka, as you both start arguing over this, you watch as Zahiri just goes, "Choose," and starts climbing her way down.
Raiko shrugs
I am
and
back.
goes to lightly push Zoram just in case he was like gonna try and go down after her, because Ryoko wants to go next.
Why do I feel like this is the monkey barrel situation?
I guess Zoram will follow after it and go to light a
Alright.
torch. Or no, actually, they'll just use their little. They'll make a glow stick because you know what? Screw it.
All right, make it a glow stick. Okay. So you holding up the wand, you kind of crack it and hold it up, and it starts glowing with the magical enchantment you put on previously. We called them glow stick for a reason. So, Zahiri, as you lead the way down, the passageway that you seem to have found is relatively tight. Like, it kind of scrapes at your shoulders, but it's wide enough to where you can walk through. And it's tall enough to where the horns are kind of scraping through the top of it, but you're able to walk pretty much standing up straight. You don't need to hunch. As you all walk your way down and continue moving, you do see every once in a while this path or this passageway starts splitting off into different parts. And you see as they almost laterally start snaking their way through the city. And you see as they continue on, and even as you follow some of those paths, they go on for hundreds and hundreds of feet before you finally stop and go back and continue. And as you follow some of these spring-off paths, you start noticing where these vents are coming from. And you start seeing what looks to be, it might be some kind of underground maintenance tunnel or something, but you're not sure. But whatever it is, seems like it hasn't been used in a while, maybe. But I will have Zahiri and I'll say Zoram go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Eight.
You're a bit busy leading people through. Don't seem to notice anything.
Natural 20 plus 4, so 24.
There's the weighted dice. All right, so
Excuse me, I just rolled the one dice that I rolled.
I know.
Shut up. You leave
I
me
said
be.
no. I love you, Hooby.
Shut up.
I love you, Hooby.
Wait, dice.
I don't know why, but I just have the sudden urge to just scream gay.
You're damn right.
Is our DM horny for everyone's characters, or like what's happening?
No, you see,
And DM
I
out
play-
here leaving a
I
soft
have to
spot.
play. I have to play horny for everybody's character because that way I don't lose.
So you just assume everyone
We always
got
win.
the hots.
Brain big.
Huge brain.
Because if I play both sides, I always win. I can't lose.
Pure ascendance.
But what if no one's characters would smash? Like,
Great be out here LARPing
Oh,
at the bar.
Then I always have another campaign to start.
oh,
Shit.
oh, God.
All right, we're getting a bit off topic here. The joke's kind of gone a bit too far, but okay.
Oof.
Ah, yes. Now we know something steamy will happen at some point. Not really, but
Unless people really want to get into it, everything that happens is fade to black. It's like I don't want anybody to get uncomfortable.
we also don't want to get someone banned from Twitch.
Remember, guys, Twitch.
I think that like descriptions during D&D are the least problematic. I think.
I think the OC is just the main thing. It's gonna get you banned.
Anyway.
Probably.
All right. So, continuing on. Zahira, you don't seem to notice it as you are a bit busy just making sure that everybody is going through and nothing really pops out in front of you. However, Zoram, you do start noticing on some of the walls, like every once in a while after an intersection or so, there'll be a small triangular mark, and it'll run on for a few more moments, and then you'll just see it disappear, and the hall seems to curve off to another direction.
Can
You
I
have to
make
follow the
any
arrows.
assumptions? Like, do these seem to like show any signs of like any meaning behind them?
They might have meaning. You wouldn't know what they meant, but they might have meaning.
I'm gonna just keep an eye on like for these things and kind of see if there's like a pattern to them.
All right. You keep an eye out for them, and as you keep going through, you guys have been walking for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, just going through tunnel after tunnel. And you don't really seem to be getting anywhere. It just seems to be there. And eventually, you stop seeing these triangular marks, and you get into almost the tunnels themselves start to rise upward. Like they start going at an incline instead of being flat. And then it inclines for about 40 feet and then stops. And flattens out again. Would you guys like to keep going, or are you going to do something else?
I'm just thinking here. So the drop down was about 15 feet, correct?
Yeah.
And we've gone up about 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that, is there any like area on the surface that I would have remembered there being like higher ground, other than like the big trench area, like the big cliff area?
No. Not that you would be able. You haven't been outside the city, so you don't know what the outside of it looks like. Nor have you been pretty much anywhere else in the city where the ground might be raised. But you do see just around and about what seems to be you seem to have been raised in position. And it looks like you're a bit higher than you once were.
Right. I'm just gonna quietly like whisper over to Ryoka and go like, "Hey, we're a little bit high. I think we're a bit higher than when we went down the tunnel, down that hatch." So.
However, as you're talking about this and walking, you pass by what looks to be something familiar to you, and you just stop. You would have missed it if you hadn't rolled didn't roll so high. But you stop and you almost backtrack a few feet to another passageway. And you hold almost the glowing stick out, and you look and see what looks to be a familiar small rock that seems to be kind of almost hidden and inlaid into one of these walls.
Press it.
And it doesn't seem to be glowing or vibrating, but it's certainly familiar to you.
I'm going to carefully approach. So I think the two other party members would realize like the glowing light is going in a different direction, but
They would notice, yes.
I'm going to just kind of take a look at this, see how I recognize it.
You remember this as being the thing that kind of started vibrating in your pocket and then released a large cloud of darkness. That is your familiarity with it.
Can I grab it?
Yeah, easy enough. It's somewhat lodged into the wall, so it's a bit difficult, but with enough force, you eventually pull it out.
Interesting. I'm going to put it in the same pocket as the other one.
I'll say for this, you look at it, this one seems spent. You don't feel any soft vibration, and you don't see any glowing from any of the runes. It seems it's already been spent.
I'll just pocket it with the other one that I have, and I guess go back to the party.
Easy enough to do. So as you rejoin Zahiri and rejoining Ryoka, as you guys start making your way back through these tunnels, they continue moving until they finally stop. And they stop abruptly. Like you turn a corner and they stop. And you seem to be what looks to be at a hatch again. But you actually see that the lock to this hatch is on your side instead of the other.
Do you guys want me to deal with this?
Ryoka's gonna go and open it.
Well, like there's a lock on it. That's why my character's asking.
Ryoka's gonna try and open it.
Okay. Make a general strength check for me.
Aye, Captain. That is a 17.
17. You brace beneath it and you put your hands up and start pushing on it, trying to force this open. And it doesn't seem to want to budge. You do have the wood kind of groaning, and as you push on it, it seems like there's something covering this as well. Because as you push on it, there's a lot of weight to it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ryoka looks back to them and is like, I could punch a hole through it like I did last time.
What, you want me to freeze it so that way you can push through it again, or what?
Actually, freezing it might help. Go ahead. Freeze the wood. I'll punch it.
I guess I'll just.
Both of you go ahead and make attack rolls.
It's just a saving throw. This thing.
And I need to make an attack roll, which I get a +6.
Should I still be like making attack rolls with the saving throw thing?
Just for right now, Zoram, just roll it for just for the sake. Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 23.
Just confused.
23. All right. I'll say for the nature of this, over the course of a few moments, Zoram, you start freezing over portions of the wood, and Ryoka, just as he pulls his hand back and kind of gives you a nod, you drive your fist through it. Go ahead and roll damage.
That will be a whole 8 points of damage.
Yeah,
Max
you.
damage.
Oh, your poor hand.
Oh, what? What?
You definitely hurt the wood on that. Like you can see an imprint of your fist as the ice seemed to have somewhat weakened the structure of it. But as you look up, it seems like there is something either reinforcing or something on top of it that is giving this extra oomph that is seeming to protect it from you pushing your hand through it.
Any other ideas? She's like shaking her hand out.
I'm just kind of looking 1 second here. I'm just trying to do this here. What I have. The lock is locked, correct?
Make an investigation check.
I will make an investigation check. That's a 15.
15. It's certainly locked. And from what you can tell, from your intellect of being as old as you are, you actually understand somewhat of what this contraption is. The lock itself is almost a two-way lock. However, yours is more of a secondary access portion so that it could be locked from the other side. And as you kind of picture in your head what would happen with it, it seems with this sort of a hatch, someone on the other side would unlock it, open it, close it, and then lock it from this side, and whoever would be like either chasing them or trying to open it the next time would either have to have the same key and unlock it or come up from underneath.
Right. Can I disassemble the lock?
Do you have tinkerer's tools?
Yes, I do.
Make me a tinkering check. This will be with your intelligence, and you are proficient with these tools, yes?
Yes.
Then add your proficiency bonus as well.
Okay. So plus 7. That's math.
That's math.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
It is difficult for you to do, and since you don't have access to both sides, it is made exponentially harder. But eventually, you do, pulling out your tools, manage to take apart portions of this lock, and you kind of hear a clink as portions of this kind of almost spring-loaded lock just kind of fall out the side, and you manage to collect those pieces. But it seems it's no longer locked.
I go and like motion to Ryoka to see if she'll help me try and push it up.
And she's gonna go over and help him with whatever.
You may both either make an athletics check combined, or one of you may make a athletics check at advantage.
I'll let Ryoka do it at advantage.
I mean, I got a +5, so. Alright, first die is a 1. Second die.
I regret everything.
If it doesn't fall off that's a 19 + 5, so 24.
Okay. As you initially get a little bit too over rambunctious and you kind of push your hands up too quickly and you shove your finger in and you kind of jam it and you're like, I need a minute. And you crack it back into places like, ooh, that's much better. And you then put your hands up to it. And as you start pushing on it, it's whatever is on top of this thing starts to give way. And just as you start getting it to somewhat tip over, you hear this kind of of what sounds like shattering stone on the other side, and the hatch finally crashes open. And as you both poke your heads up, you are currently standing what looks to be in almost like a palace, in a hallway, lavish decorations with almost a very rich atmosphere. But you also stand before and you look up a pale white albino tiefling that currently looks as shocked to see you as you probably are to see her.
I'm just gonna casually reclose the hatch.
I'm just imagining like the penguin
as you
You
bash
didn't see anything.
as you bash it open and you start closing it right. Okay, you go. You didn't see anything, and you start counting your way through, and you hear guns.
And
And as you close the hatch and start running, we'll go ahead and switch back to Clyde and Volus.
Panic.
You try and give your party a hint, they don't take it. You give them a bigger hint, they don't take it, and they break it.
And this is why. And this is why volunteers do.
There is no door that can stop us.
Oh boy.
I will say this. This is the reason why Volkanogly has like aspirin or something when he has to deal with the party.
He another face palm suddenly.
He's only a sorcerer.
Not
He
even
has
that.
Asperger's.
If you, not even that. If you have fucking Mage Hand, it'd be doing it for him at this point.
Right. So, Volus, Clyde, you hear as you start kind of making your way out, trying to skirt your way around these guards that, as 12 of them have currently passed by you, the older guard seems to have finally just kind of given up, almost in an exasperated, like, all right, if you're new, fine. Go and get out. Go. Return back to your post when you need it. Get to the barracks, get your equipment sorted back out.
Clyde just like gives this man a thumbs up and's like, "You got it," as they
Very well.
scurry off into the night, I guess.
You guys actually scurry off, and through this large, almost cathedral-like building, you go through one of the larger front doors that you saw the other 12 guards come through. And as you exit out of it, you're met with almost a split hallway passageway. And to your right, you see it leads into another larger room that seems to be a chamber with a small divot in the center of it that seems to be almost some sort of almost like a focal point of the room. And you see beyond it looks to be a raised desk with a large chair behind it.
Yeah, we're not going in there.
And to the left, you see what looks to be another almost open room that seems to be a little bit more decorated, but you see it seems most of the decorations around it seem to be of symbols. Most of them kind of holy. You're not exactly sure which ones, but most of them look very solid. They solid in shape with almost a rough, authoritative stance to them. You see a mixture of what looks to be marble statues of humans. Some of them male, some of them female, and you see most of them have some sort of issue of stance to them. Some of them are holding almost a hammer or a gavel. Some of them look to be handling some kind of a scale. And it seems wherever you guys are, you're in some sort of a law house, from what you can gather of it. And finally, kind of making your way out and through as you see the door at the far end. There are still a lot of guards in this building. There's about maybe 8 more as you finally clear out through this almost initial chamber. As you exit your way through and you finally open the door, you're immediately met with the smell of almost a faint smell of incense with almost a sugary, almost dough on the wind. And you break out and you look through and you are in the middle of what looks to be a very high-class residential area.
Hmm.
And as you look over, wait a minute, you've seen this place before. You've seen some of the towering buildings here. From what you can tell, you seem to be in the higher echelons of the city, the ones that have been walled off from the lower portions. And as you look about, you see the palace you had previously seen before, somewhat attached to the building you were in previously. And you see the fortress to the rear of the palace that seems to overlook the bay and the harbor. And you both stand there just kind of immediately looking over, and you're like, oh. As you see mixtures of guards, nobles, and even some servants walking through and fro. And you almost hear an audible kind of clanging noise that seems to almost bring alarms. You hear ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
As you
God.
see some of the guards are starting to poke over, and you see most of them look towards the palace. And you see a mixture of about 20, 22-ish guards are starting to drop what they were doing and are starting to head towards the palace.
Can we hide in the shrubbery?
And as this happens, we'll go ahead and end today's session there.
No!
Oh boy.
Why?
Oh boy.
The moment we get out, there's trouble. God damn it.
Oh boy.
Hey,
You know,
I have a
at this
plan.
point, I'm
It's
kind of
terrible.
thinking that we're in jail.
Right? We
Yeah,
have the least
yeah,
amount of
we're-
shit to deal with.
We're just here taking, a few
terrible
rests, and they're
but
out
it's
here just, apparently about to face the entire city.
As soon as Clyde and Buzz leave, oh god, it's like, what were you trying to do? Break into the palace?
No, if anything, we were
Unintentionally,
trying
yes.
to break out of the palace.
So, game, I have a plan. It's a terrible plan. It might work, but it's a terrible plan. It's gonna work.
Famous
Uh.
words, I have a
A
plan.
terrible plan, but it might work next minute. Ding, 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 ding. What the
It
mean,
might cause
great.
a little bit of it might cause a little bit of collateral, but it'll work.
Wait, hold on.
Craig did try to, warn us.
This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. Want to know why this is perfect? Because Clyde's just like, oh yeah, someone broke in, and then the next thing you know, this white tiefling's just like, guards, and then the bells are going off.
But you can-
You guys are gonna get so screwed there. Oh god.
Do you want to know the best part?
Best
You-
part
Oh,
is-
I know what the best part is.
No,
the best part in the back of Velus's mind is just like, god damn it, is it those two? Is it that?
No, no.
people
The
fucking-
best part, I have 13 health right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I was gonna
I
say the
haven't
best
been
part
able
is-
to rest.
I was gonna say the best part is Clyde was talking about Volus when he's just like, oh yeah, someone broke into the palace, because that's why the guards were down there looking for someone.
So, I'm thinking I have a very bad plan. I might end up using acid damage to
No,
cause
no.
Uh-oh.
I just want to say one last thing. When you consider the fact you guys were talking about baby making hips, the first thing I immediately went to was the solid snake. The clap of my cheeks will give away the guards.
Yeah.
And it turns out in this situation, a group of people with that causes the whole city to swarm on them like a zerg rush.
The clap of my ass cheeks has alerted the guard.
All right.
I need to see
So,
those baby making hips.
What I was saying is I need to get some notes recorded and some other things unfucked for you guys.
How screwed are we?
The Or am I
Ending
the
the
just goes, you know what? Fuck you. Unvirgins your olive oil.
Oh.
What?
don't put your dick in
What?
olive
Oh,
oil.
oh
Do
no!
that!
No!
Hey,
For
what
I'm
do you
gonna
think they did in
use that!
For the
I'm-
what
sake
do you
of this,
think they did in
ladies and
ancient
gentlemen,
Greece, huh?
for the sake of this, I hope those of you in the stream enjoyed. If you stuck around with us the whole time, what are you guys doing with your lives? How do you have so much time? But still,
Why?
thank you very much for coming
Why?
by. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you... And if that, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. For those of you in the party, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. I hope you look forward to next week.
I mean, yeah, we just kind of alerted the Royal Guard, and now we're on the run.
I can't believe I'm just looking
And
in
here
chat,
I
and it's
thought I
just
was-
yes, no, yes, no,
And here
bad,
I
good.
thought Bolus was gonna be worried about getting caught. You guys just took the notoriety off of him.
Right now, this pop-up shows up in like in the top of the vision that just says current objective: survive.
Yeah.
No, I'm just watching this because of the fact that
feel-
Clyde.
I feel bad for Rowan and Niram, because it's just like they're sitting in a prison and the rest of the party is breaking out.
Basically, the rest of the party is on
No,
the
no, no,
like
no, no.
fastest
Half
way
of
to
the
get
party is
into
breaking-
prison.
No, half of the party is breaking into the palace while the other half is trying to break out.
Jesus Christ.
And
Here's
then
the best part.
And then like the 1/3 of the party is just already in prison.
Now the
To
best
no
part
fault
is the
of
fact
their
that
own.
Rowan was already prepared to get landed in jail.
Rowan
Can
has a file to get rid of the bars.
Can Rowan and Niram just like pay their own bail to like get out?
I'm gonna be honest,
prob-
Rowan probably has enough money to pay for both our bails.
He does.
Okay.
But he-
It's a long shot, but I
you
have
know what I
a
also
plan.
have?
Please tell us this plan.
You remember that the disc of spell storing?
Uh-oh. Oh, no, bad idea.
No, you can't. I can't use that. So, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of shenanigans.
I think a lot of us are gonna go through a lot of shenanigans.
This
And I'm
part
gonna have
is
to.
already shenanigans. What do you mean a little bit shenanigans? That is
I don't
like
know,
all we
like,
do.
you know,
Realize-
there's a variance of shenaniganry.
You know, I just realized.
Good intention
when-
shenanigans, which is Clyde. You have I just want to survive shenanigans, which is probably Valis, and then you just have Ryoka and Rowan doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
Look, you got the two brains of the party separated from the rest of the group. You know shit's gonna
you
end
have
badly.
brain privileges.
So, from
You
what
know.
I understand, I can have
And-
2 items that have magical tinkering on them.
You know what?
So-
I'm gonna quickly do the outro, just so like the stream doesn't go on forever.
Yeah, you go do your outro.
All right. Holy shit. Yeah, today's been kind of a shit show. But yeah, for anyone who's interested in anything other than D&D, because I know those people are out there. It's just, yeah, D&D is pretty funny, and I enjoy this immensely. Again, thanks to Grape for leading the session. Thanks to everyone else for being a part of it, and generally being much funnier than I am, and much more active. I'm still not quite experienced as a player. I've been mostly just shunted into the DM role. Because they were like, Oh, you understand the system, so you know you're gonna be the DM. Okay, sure, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I have something very important to tell you guys. Tomorrow I'm going to be part of March Caprice, which is a really cool Kingdom Hearts community event. It's been going on today already, but I'm going to be part of a race tomorrow. I will quickly get the link to the thingy. So yeah. If you want to learn anything about March Caprice... Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. This is the link to the website, in case you want to learn anything about it. And other than that, in case you want to know exactly when I am going to be live, there is a schedule, and the schedule also has localized times. So, if you want to see me and a bunch of other people race each other like madmen and people in Kingdom Hearts 2, like genuinely, it's gonna be freaking pandemonium. Oh Jesus, that link is not good. You know what? I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna send you the schedule, and then you can use that and just find it. It should be in there. Because genuinely, I just looked at that thing. Holy crap, that was a link you don't want to click. That was 328 symbols. So yeah, here's the page for the schedule itself. It's going to be starting at... I think it's with the time... Because we're switching from wintertime to summertime tomorrow here in Germany. It's going to be 8 p.m. We'll be starting 8 p.m. and we'll be, like, according to schedule, we'll get the spotlight for 1 hour. But for anyone who's tuned into KH2 randomizers, you know that those don't go for just 1 hour. We will finish them. Like, I think we all will finish the runs. I at least hope so. And yeah, that's gonna be just fucking madness. Also, yeah, there's one more thing I can mention. Like, in case you are interested in what's going on tomorrow, let me just search up the thing. Just a second. There are more details to this, and if you want to learn them, here's a tweet from my good friend David, who is the ringleader, I guess, for all of this. But yeah, this tweet has basically most of the information about what's going on. So yeah, that is generally what's going on tomorrow. Hope you're there. Hope you're as excited for it as I am. Probably not. I'm gonna be honest, not a lot of people were super excited about Kingdom Hearts 2. At least not the randomizers I've run here. But hey, I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'd like for you guys to show up. But yeah, that's it from me. Jesus Christ, I've been rambling for like a good 5 minutes. That's not good. That's really no good. But yeah, have a fine day, evening, night, whatever. Goodbye.